Hello everyone, May 21st. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully we can redeem ourselves. The past 3 days was just so bad. Given an integer array, nums, and an integer k, return the k most frequent elements. Your argument time must be better than O and log n, where n is the array's size. Guarantee that answer is unique. I think counter has this, right? I think we can do counter nums dot most common k, but I am pretty sure I have to say for n count in, and we do n. Not sure. Let's see if this is right. Yep, I think this is right. Okay, of course, we cannot do it this way. Let's try without counter. Without counter, how would you do it without counter? Well, without counter, let's put this one there. I mean, you still do a counter. I don't know how else you can do it. You have to count, right? You have the count and then sort, and then return the top two. Yeah, I don't see how you can do it. We can say counter. I mean, it's the same thing. All right, we can say for n in nums, counter n plus equal 1, and then return for num in this, no, actually this in sorted for n count in counter.items. Right, and then do count n reverse equals true. Top k and n. Use counter, but we implement the counter ourselves here. Okay, so now we can try to handle this. So I have an idea, right? Wait, what is the problem about? It does not contain two integers with an absolute difference. Equal to k. So what we're thinking is def helper do index, we say from index to the end and the state. Okay, we'll return the integer. So I want to do from the current index and then go towards the end. I want to know how many different ways, how many different beautiful subsets do we have. Then we can say we can either include my index, right? Then we need to see if we can include my index. So rest equal to 0 for now. I want to see if we can include my current index. Then we need to see if any of the previous, right? The current minus k, if they include. So we shall see for all the previous, that is 1. If it exists, then I cannot be taken. But if none of them exists, then I can take. Right? That's basically what we're saying. For I in range to index, right? If state and 1 left shift I. Ooh, 1 left shift I. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, 1 left shift I is 1, which means this is chosen, and nums I plus k is equal to nums index, right? That means previous one, that will break. That means we cannot do this. Then we'll say rest plus equal to helper. We don't do index, and then we keep going. This is we don't do it, and then we'll return rest. Of course, we need to have the end state. We say if index is equal to n, return 0, which means we have find everything. Else, which means we go through everything and none of them is equal to, then I can take index. Right? I can take the current index. And if I take the current index, we can say rest plus equal to. If I take the current index, then I'll say helper index plus 1 state or, right? Or 1 left shift index means I take the current one, and then we'll have to do func tools. Let's see if this one works. Then we will return helper. We want to find a 0 and nothing is taken. Does this one work? Does not work. Does not work at all. Because you never have a 1. You can always have a 1, which is by itself, right? And then on top of that, you try to see what else can we do. 37. That ain't right. Let's see, why does it not right? With each one, we can choose to take it. What is to take it? We go through everything that's in the past. We see if it's if that's been taken before, then we want to see if the previous one, right, plus k, because I sorted it. So previous one plus k, if it's equal to the current one, that means the current one we cannot take. So we cannot take the current one. If none of them, then we can take the current one, which is basically do this, or we can choose not to take the current one. And it's not right. Let's say index binary state and res. Zero, 0, 6. Hold on. 2 0 is 1. 2, not 0, 1, 1, 1 0. 2, 0, 1, 2 will be 6 by itself. And we take this. No. That's 0, 1. Let's go in the opposite direction. So 0 I don't take. I would take 4. Right? We take 4. So 1 is 2. We either take this. We can take 4. Now when we take 4, it's only 6 by itself. Oh, I'm double counting. I am double counting. I'm double counting. I'm counting too many ones. What do I want to do? With the ones? Well, everyone hitting with a different state. Yeah, how do I avoid double counting? Starting from this towards the end with this state. And then we can start from here with a different state and start here with a different state. But each time, they're not unique. They're not unique. Because with previous some state, I can be the same, right? Zero, 1, they're taken 4. And then 2. And this will be break. So I'll just do yeah, I don't think so. You know what? Let me draw it again. I don't know. Good test case is this. Right. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 10. And k equal to 3. What if we change our idea of finding all the things that's impossible? Then we can find a total and then minus all the impossible. Now to find impossible means if I have 1, then if I include 1, then anything that includes 4 will be impossible. Right? Everything that includes 4 will be impossible. Find the impossibles. 1, 2, 5 is also impossible. But then you can say that will be how do we say this? I can say if I find pairs, right? If I have say, okay, I have 1, 4, 2, 5, 7, 10. Then any combination of the rest, any combination of the rest, any combination of the rest will be impossible. But then you'll have duplicates, right? That can be 1, 4, 2, 5, and then 2, 5, 1, 4. And how do you solve that? Like when you pick 2 out, now here is all the combination, right? The total combination of 2, 5, 7, 10. It's the total of this. Take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4. Like, doesn't really matter. Like all of them. Right? You have all of them. Then that will include 2, 5, which is everything will have 1 and 4. So now here, what we need to do is all of them, but only include a single 1 or a single 4, right? We can say 2, 5, 7 and 10, and then 1, or 7 and 10, and then 4. So these don't occur at the same time. So when you go to 7 and 10, now you have the rest. Again, then 1, 4 cannot be together, and 2, 5 cannot be together. That just feels convoluted, right? It feels convoluted. Let me think again. I am at a certain position, okay? I'm at a certain position. I want to find the rest. If the previous does not contain, then it's the same, right? Then it's the same. I can always include it or not include it. The only time it's different is the previous does contain. Like if we have a situation where the previous does contain. So maybe the situation shall be index and index and what? We just do index, right? I'm at index. What I care about is if the previous contains me or not contain me, right? So it's just gonna be helper index, and I'll just look in the past if it contains. So what I'm saying is changing this into this. I don't do state, rest is ones by myself, right? Then I go to all the previous one, and I say, if the previous, but how do you know the previous have taken or not taken? But does it matter? It does not matter the state of the previous taken. You are looking at yourself right now, right? And we are asking from this towards the end, how many different beautiful subsets do you have? So the only thing concerns you have to look back to see if it contains. If it does, then you, but still doesn't make any sense, right? What if it contains? And what if it doesn't contain? It depends, right? It depends on whether the previous contains or does not contain. Right? It depends. Hold a second. What I'm saying is 2, 4, 6. Right? I have 2, 4, 6. And then I'm at 2. Let's say I can choose, well, I have to choose it because it will be always else. So as I choose this, okay, I either choose this, then I do 4, 6. Now when I choose this to do 4, 6, I can choose this, but I cannot. So I don't choose this and I do this. Or I cannot choose this, right? And when I'm at 6, right, I can also say, oh, I think maybe I do this as 0 and this is 1. I'm thinking like for 6, I can decide to choose or not choose. Right, I can choose 6 and I go to the end. I don't choose 6 and I go to the end. Or I don't choose, then I just have 2, right? Or I don't choose 2, I can choose 4. Then I don't choose 6. Or I choose 6, I cannot choose 6. Or I don't choose 4 and I choose 6. That shall be 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the last? What did I? So now I have 2. I'm at this position, right? 1, 0, which I didn't choose this. I choose 4. So I choose 4, and I'm at 6. And the only way is I don't choose 6, right? I don't choose 6. So that shall give you hold up. I'm at this position, right? I'm at the 6 and I've chosen 4. Right? I've chosen 4. So from 6 to the end, there shall be nothing. You shall not be able to choose. Which means you go to the end, but that's for return 1. But I'm not choosing 6. I'm not choosing 6. Right? Because I cannot choose. So what I'm saying is I am at the current state. Then it shall be empty. So there shall be 0. Right? And then I shall say I cannot choose. Then it has to be the next. Otherwise, I can choose. If I can choose myself, then So if this, we'll say res equal to 0, right? This means I cannot choose myself. I cannot choose. This says I can choose. If I cannot, I can choose myself. I can already choose myself and then do this. And this is I do not choose myself. Oh, this looks a little more promising. Oh, this looks promising. Cannot choose nums index. This is can choose nums index. Situation where nums index not chosen. Do we have a good result with this? We have another, well, we have 2 test cases I already have. Okay, give this a shot. Oh. Memory. Really? Memory. It doesn't have that much memory. Really? You cannot handle this memory. Yeah, it is 20. But if you use that, it is 1. Actually, it's 1 left shift 21. Right? This one minus 1. So you have to say this. Oh, hold on. Let's see if it'll work. Let's say dp equal to 0 times 1 left shift 21. Does this work? Want a timeout? And for this in range n. Was this timeout? What timeout? Max memory? Okay, maybe. You want to try? Just dp it instead of like bottom up. Oh. Hold a second. Let me say this is a memory limit exceeded. Not sure, but we can definitely try. dp. Maybe this one can be like, say 1D dp, right? But we're gonna do 2D first. So what do you think? What do I think? Actually, maybe should it be n plus 1? N plus 1. Does n plus 1 work? You add another row. Okay, so what? We probably need to go right to left, all right? We're saying, I want to know this, right? I want to know the current. I want to know dpi with the state. So I need to say, I'm going to go through all the states. All the states. Well, I'm at the end, right? I am at the end. Oh, then we can do minus. So it's like slightly different, right? I'm at the last position. Index. I'm going for the last index, okay? And at the last index, I say is going to be 1, and its state is, its state is 1, and then we go for the one in front, and then we're asking how many is this. So I say I look to all the states for my next one, right? Because I want to know from me going to the end. Yeah, from me going to the end, I want to know in the next position, right? All the states the next position have. I'm going to go through all of them. Okay, we'll go through all of them. For everyone that doesn't have, or select something that I cannot take, then we will have to add that value directly. If there's something that I can take, then we will do actually, because every position you can do 1, right? You can actually do 1. Hold on. And in this position, okay, we need to look the next position to check is the first state good, second state good, third state good. I mean, we only need to see let me think. For each value, right, I want to know how many different ways we can create. So if I know the next one, all the different ways, I already know it, right? Then I say in the next position, I have all different states. Actually, all the states. I have all the states. All the states. Yeah, I don't like this. How about ending? Maybe this will be easier for you to think. Ending at this, how many different ways? So ending at this, ending at the previous position, I have all different states, okay? And I will go through every single states to check if it's good, then again, do not count. If it doesn't, I have count. That might be easier. Actually, in that case, we might only need to do, this is not 21. It's len 1 left shift n plus 1, right? That's all the different states. And then what I need to do is I say dp the first one. So the first one, it's, if it doesn't take as a 0, what if we take? So if we take, that's gonna be dp1, right? dp1, what's 1? is 1 left shift 0, right? That means we take that position. That'll be 1. Then I say for I in range from 1 to, I mean, if you want to be more explicit, 1 left shift 0, right? And from 1 to n, if you go 1 to n, now for every single I, right, every single I, what I need to do is go through all the previous, I mean, that is the dp, this is all the previous state. And then we just need to go through every single one of them and check, right? Go through every single one of them and check if there's a position. But what we can actually do smarter, right? If I know which position to check, right? Which position to check. So if I also know the sum of the entire thing, right? If I know the sum of the entire thing, oh, you might be able to use BIT for this, right? I just need the sum. Because I take all of them except for those positions I cannot take. And I can just find those positions. Oh, I just need sum. I just need sum, right? Let's see if I can have a sum s equals 1, right? And what I need to do is find the positions where I cannot take. So I just need to check those positions. Oh, those positions. What if I have multiple? Let's say I have index, let's say 2, 3, 4. I cannot take. So any one of them. So then you need a combination of, like, that's actually complicated, right? That's actually complicated. So that's what I say. You might as well just say for j in range to I, right? If state, well, if dp, what is your state? You need a state for state in range to land dp, right? That's the state. If state and 1 left shift j, right? And nums j plus k is equal to nums I. Then we continue. We skip this, right? And we skip this. Right? We skip. Wait, hold on. We're saying for each one of them, we'll go through the previous how do I translate this? Right? It's just we have a different state. And we'll go through each state. We'll go through each state. And if the state is that, then it cannot including me, so we don't make any changes. If the state so I have up to the current, okay? I have up to the current. What is the total number, right? Up to that point. What is the total number across all different states? Okay, all different states. I have the value. Now for the next one, what I need to do is I go through everything. I see this, okay, the first state, and I check if these positions, if it's no, then I cannot take you cannot take me, right? You cannot take me, which means up to this, it will be the same. If we have a position where I can be taken, right? I can be taken. And if I can be taken, then, because that's the previous state, right? Then the next round for me, I'll have this value, or so this value will still remain, but we'll have the other value where I'm taken, will be that value plus 1, right? Because I can do me by myself, or I can take this. So I add a 1 to that, and then I add a 1 to that, which means it does do me well if I know the positions. So I do want positions. Then I don't have to go through every single, well, I do have to go through every single state. Okay, I need to go through every single state. But when I go through every single state, I don't have to go through every single value in the past, because I know which indices they are, right? We can say index map, okay, default dict list, and I'll say for I n in, oh, we better sort it first. You know what, let's just do this. And then say for I n in enumerate nums, okay, index map n dot append I. So we know n appears at these positions. Then we have a dp, then that's the first position. Now what I need to do is for state in range len p, this is to go through every single state, okay, every single state. Then what we need to do is, for this state, I need to check if these, right, we need to check for j in index map nums I, okay, minus k, if state and 1 left shift j, okay, if it's good, then I cannot take this, right? I cannot take this, so it stay the same. So if not state, okay, if not, that means, oh, it has to be, okay, what should I say? If this, that will break. That means no, cannot do. For any one of them has, then, yeah, it's only if this state has none of those j's, that means that state is a good state. So else is a good state, right? If it's a good state, then we say, if it's a good state, then we say dp state or 1 left shift I, right? This is, we can take this, or we can choose not to take it, right? We can either take it or not take it. So that will plus equal to dp state. This is not taken. Plus 1 plus dp state. This is taken. Right. And then we shall return sum dp. Sum everything. Sure, is this right? Oof. That was so wrong. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I shouldn't go through all the dp, right? Because I shall only have, that's not the whole range of dp. Because previously I only have, so if I have I, we have visited I values. So at most those I values, the first I values shall fill up, right? Shall fill up the first these, right? So shouldn't that be 1 left shift I? That's all the previous states, right? All the previous states. And now we say for j index map this. Else, that means for that state, okay? For that state, for the current state, I go through all the one that can be a problem, and none of them is a problem. Right, they're not taken, they're not taken. So for this state, I can choose to if I equals 2, so 1, so we have 0 and 1. So 1 left shift 2 is 4. So state is 0, 1, 2, 3. That makes sense, right? And I'll say state. This one is taken, right? If this one's taken, then it can be the state, which this one's not taken. Shouldn't you just do this if you want to take it? My God. Zero is nothing is taken. 1 is I take the first one. If I take the first one, then I have 1, right? Then I have 1. And the first one is done. And then I start from index 1. I is 1. If I is 1, 1 left shift 1 is 2. So the previous state is either 0 or 1, right? 0 or 1. And then I say for j in index nums I, this is coming 4. 4 minus, this is 2. 2 is position 0, right? So j is going to be 0. So we left shift. 0, and it's nothing. So I'll do, because I have 1, so we'll do 1. 1 left shift to 1. Right, its position is 1. And state is 0. So that will be a 2. 2 dp 0, that will be 1. That makes sense. For I in range IV enumerate dp print okay, 1 0 is taken 4 by itself. This is taken 2 4, that's 0. This is taken 6 by itself. This is taken 2 6. That is where we got wrong. And I have more. Why do we do more? We have 3, right? We have 3. So most is 1 1 1. Oh, I don't need a plus 1. This will be sufficient. So the problem now is this 1 0 1. That should be 1, right? That shall not be 2. That shall not be 2. And then we have 1 2 3 4. 1 0 1. That's a state. So if I'm at this state, I shall get Are you saying we don't do 1 here? I don't think this is right. Yeah. Let me think. We can do 1, right? We can do 1. We can do 1 for sure, given the previous state. Given the previous state, right, I shall be able to do the previous state or 1. Why is it not right? What is this? DP. DP is not the count. DP is not the count, right? DP is whether this is possible. DP is whether this is possible. If that's the case, then we just say this is possible, right? If this position, if this configuration is possible, no, that's not right. for every I, so right, for every value, I go through all the previous configurations, right? If this is possible, shouldn't this just be dp state? Because I say the previous state, so I can add myself, and this is still good. So if the previous state is good, then the current state is also good. Jesus Christ. I can't figure this out. Yeah, I'm at current I, right? And I go through all the states of the previous. I want to know which state is good, right? So like, is that a good? Is this one good? Is this one good? So I have all those. And then I say if they're all good, right? This is good and this is good. And then if it is bad, right? If it's bad, plus equal to this. No, that's still not right. Previous state. Y equals 1 is not right. This is the only thing that makes sense to me at the moment. What do we have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Right? Yeah, 2, 3. How is this going to be 1? Doesn't make any sense. Right? We take 0, we take 1. That's 1. This is 0, that's correct. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct, correct, correct. Correct, correct. This 0, 0, 1. 0, 1, 2, 3. This is now correct. How is this one passing? Because none of those, yeah, because I am looking at 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm looking at 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 4 is bad, but 3 is good. 2 is also good. So none of them. So now this shall, if the previous is good, yeah, this shall be dp state. If that one is good, then mine is good. But if that one is bad, then mine is bad as well, right? But here, now we got too few. Like this one's now counting. Why this one's now counting? I'm looking at 1, 0. 1, 0, 0. Why is 1, 0, 0? What's 1, 0? I look at 0 and I want to put myself, but I got nothing, right? I got nothing. So what we need to do is assign every one of those to be 1 already. Because those are the states we know, right? So just say for, maybe we can go, I don't know, this, and then we say dp 1 left shift I. This will always be good. Nah, doesn't work. Does not work. Okay. How about I still go this, but we do 1 beforehand. For I in range n, dp 1 left shift I equals 1, because this is just by themselves, right? Each number by itself is good. And now we go this. What the hell? This is still, it doesn't make any sense. I already did. Right, this is a 2. 2 is supposed to be 1. You gotta be kidding me. Really? Yeah, look, it's 1. Oh, but this go back to 0, so that problem is not that. The problem is, I am looking at I equal 1, right? Okay, I'm looking at 3. All right, I'm looking at 3. Then I have 2 states before, either 0 or 1. And if the previous state is a 0, then I shall say, right, if the state is a 0, then shouldn't you put 0 as a 1? Don't you think so? You should put 0 as a 1. Don't you think so? We should put 0 equals dp1 equal to 1. And at the end, because it says none empty, right? So at the end, you need to minus 1. That makes more sense now. Yep, I think this might be it. Well, in this case, we probably can just start from n, right? Yeah, we can start with n. So this means, right, when the previous state, right, is empty, when the previous state is no number chosen, right, then we always encourage, how do I say this? How do I say this? If the previous empty state always allow the current number to be chosen. However, we have to remove, we can just say 1 to the end. Skip the empty set. Okay, now it's time to test this. one work? I think it does. Oh, it's not really that hard, but how should I put it? Man, this one took a long time. Since there are only 20, since there are the size, right? The size of nums does not exceed 20. We can iterate through all possible combinations, all possible situations, all possible states of number choices. For each, we sort nums to make the check easier, and we also pre-compute the indices of each number. And for a given number, we iterate through all previous states, right? All previous states. And for each state, we check whether the disallowed value, right? Whether the disallowed value has been chosen in that state. If the disallowed value has been chosen, right, then we cannot build on top of that state. Otherwise, we can build on top, and whether the new state and the new state and the new state follows the validity of the previous state. One important trick. We use dp array to indicate whether a state is valid. Important trick is to set the empty state, or dp0, to be 1. All right. This allows the inclusion of all the states that contain only one number. However, we must not include dp0 in the final answer, because empty set is not allowed. This will be O n times, because we will n times, and this we call it 2 to the n. Man. Very tough. I shouldn't say very tough, but it took me a long time. Yeah, I have still not recovered yet the slum. But that will be it for today. I will read this tomorrow. Smart arrangement. Unlog n approach. Oh shoot, it's unlog n. Because I sort it first. on. Alright, I have to read this tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.